Alright guys, living in my car was not that bad. Let's get into some details. So I legit lived out of my car. Well, not just my car, other people's cars too, for 2 months. There are 2 reasons why I chose to live out of the car. One, I was just trying to figure life out. But I honestly feel like we're constantly trying to figure life out. But I really needed to figure life out. So that's one of the reasons. Second reason why I lived out of my car was just because I just wanted the experience. Quick little background. I moved to Chicago with an employment opportunity with Amazon Logistics. I didn't mind the job, but there were days, a lot of days, when I would just space out and think about creating videos. These moments where I would space out would happen during important meetings or while I was on the floor managing the operations. I thought to myself, there is no way I'm gonna be super successful in logistics if all I'm thinking about is video production. So I started thinking to myself, I have to figure out a way to increase my cushion, my safety net of money as quickly as possible so I can pursue video production full time. That's when I seriously started considering to live out of my car. And the thing that's funny is that as I started to seriously consider living out of my car, I started talking about it more and more to my peers. I got all types of responses. There were some people thought that I wouldn't do it. Some people thought that I shouldn't do it. And then, there was a small percentage of people that were for it. But I'll tell you what, the one person that wasn't for it was my dad. He's just one of those people that just did not like the idea. I mean, every time I seen him, after I started talking to him about it, every time I see him, he would tell me, don't live out of your car. But anyways, I digress. It's just that if you know me, you know that I love hearing different people's perspectives. I don't know, it just intrigues me. So that's why I'm always open. I'm just very open with talking about situations that I'm going through in life with people, just because I love to hear the perspectives. Anywho, once my lease was up, I decided not to get another apartment. When my lease was up, I officially didn't have to pay rent anymore, and man, I remember it feeling so good. I felt so free. I remember thinking, man, I can blow some serious money because I don't have rent to pay. I don't need to have 6 months of expenses saved up because I don't have rent. Nah, I'm just joking about it. I really was thinking that, but at the same time, I really do know I'm a huge advocate of having 6 months of expenses, at least 6 months of expenses saved up, because you never know what can happen. But I was thinking to myself, yo, just a chunk of my expenses was rent. So that's why I wanted to have 6 months of rent saved up. But now that I didn't have to pay rent, I'm all I had to pay, once I moved into my car, all I had to pay was a small car payment, a phone bill, and then car insurance. Now that I think about it, I feel like social norms are what hinder a lot of people from living a life that they truly want to live, because it's not socially normal to live out of your car. It's not socially normal to stay at home living with your parents until you gain some traction on doing something you actually want to do. It's just the social norms hinder us from giving us the opportunity to pursue these things that we actually want to pursue. But that's a whole nother video that I can talk about another time. But yeah, living out of your car is an experience though. And that's why I also wanted to do it, because it's just an experience. And it's honestly, potentially a life-changing experience. I honestly feel like if you're willing to live out of your car, you have the potential to jumpstart any endeavor. You're almost unstoppable, to be honest. You can go and be almost anywhere in your country because your quote-unquote home is never too far away from you. Think about it. How far away are you usually from your car? Not far. Me personally, I know I like to hit the road a fair amount, and I figured if I could stand living in my car for a couple months, then that means I can just hop in my car and hit the road anytime, anywhere, without worrying about where I'll be sleeping for the night. When you live out of your car, you definitely have to downsize your physical possessions. I don't like having much stuff, so this was pretty easy for me. I just had a suitcase full of clothes and a book bag full of my electronics. One can say I got to experience a little minimalism, and it was nice. when you don't have a house to go to, you end up hanging out in public places much more often. Right? Me, I didn't have a house to go home to after work, so I was definitely like out and about in the public when I wasn't at work. So basically, all I'm saying is that you're ready and available to build relationships with people because you don't have a house to go to and face the temptation to just, either watch Netflix or YouTube videos for hours or just be at home. All I'm saying is that since you don't have a house to go to and face those temptations, you're just more intrigued. You're more enticed to just reach out to people, build rapport, hang out with people. It's like I said, you don't have a house to go to. So I mean, there's more I could talk about where I brush my teeth at and blah blah blah, but I could save that for another video if there's interest in all that. But anyways, living out of my car gave me a cushion to figure out what's this next steps I want to take with my life. And by cushion, I mean it allowed me to add some extra cash to the stash. You can potentially save thousands of dollars living out of your car. You save on rent, Wi-Fi, water, sewer, gas, electric, trash. I was paying for all of these things when I had an apartment to live out of. Now I don't pay for any of that. No, I'm just kidding, but you can imagine how much money you end up saving. And the main reason why I wanted to even share this story with you guys is because if you have a passion that you want to explore, but you're tied down due to bills, etc., I encourage you to start stashing some money right now, right? Start building it up, and then once your lease is up, consider living in your car for a couple months. It'll give you that jump start. The money that you save from living out of your car and the experiences that you go through will definitely present you some life-changing opportunities. So that's why I wanted to share this story with you, to seriously consider it. But today is September 14th, 2021. Apple just had their keynote event that releases all the iPhones. I'm about to go check that out, see what new iPhones are coming out, because I'm a nerd when it comes to iPhones. But yeah, man, I think I might bring the camera along for that. I think I am.